Hello everyone, this is Professor Atman Shah. I teach economics at St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad. In this video, I'm going to talk about level of significance, p-value and decision rule. You can find my videos on statistics, SPSS and economics on my YouTube channel. Link of some of the videos is given in the description. So let's begin with the meaning of level of significance. The level of significance is denoted by alpha and also known as type 1 error. It is specified before the samples are drawn. This says that we need to specify the level of significance before we conduct the experiment. The definition of the alpha is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. In general, the null hypothesis is there is no effect or there is no difference. Alternative hypothesis is there is a significant effect or difference. Now this alpha shows that we are rejecting this null hypothesis when it is true. So when the null hypothesis is true, we say that there is no effect. But we are rejecting this null hypothesis and we conclude that there is an effect. So alpha is the probability that we say there is an effect when there is no effect. For example, alpha is equal to 0.05. This means that there is 5% chance of rejecting a true null hypothesis or 5% chance of concluding that there is an effect when there is no effect. Now, what is the p-value? When we perform a statistical test, a p-value helps us determine the significance of our results in relation to the null hypothesis. Each and every statistical software generates p-value, which can be compared with level of significance, that is alpha, to decide whether we are going to reject the null hypothesis or not. So basically the p-value provides evidence against the null hypothesis. The smaller the p-value, the stronger the evidence that we should reject the null hypothesis. In other words, it provides the smallest level of significance at which the null hypothesis would be rejected. For example, p-value is equal to 0.02. Now this means that there is 2% chance that our result is random and not based on our experiment, or there is 98% chance of occurrence of the given event. We collect the sample randomly. The p-value 0.02 shows that there is 2% chance that our result is because of the randomness in our sample and not because of the occurrence of the event. In other words, we can say that at 2% the null hypothesis can be rejected. The smallest value that this null hypothesis can be rejected is 2%. Now what is the decision rule? If alpha is equal to 0.05 and it is specified before we conduct the experiment, suppose p-value is equal to 0.03. Now this p-value shows that at 3% we can reject the null hypothesis. The smallest level at which the null hypothesis can be rejected is 3%. Here this p-value is less than alpha. Now if we can reject the null hypothesis at 0.05 or 5%, it is obvious that we can reject the null hypothesis at 3% or any value which is less than alpha. So when p-value is less than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. Now suppose p-value is equal to 0.09. Now this p-value is greater than alpha. This 0.09 shows that this null hypothesis can be rejected at 9%, or the smallest value at which this null hypothesis can be rejected is 9% or 0.09. So it is obvious that we cannot reject the null hypothesis at 5% or 0.05. So when p-value is greater than alpha, the null hypothesis is not rejected, or we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So this is the decision rule. If p-value is less than alpha, reject the null hypothesis. If p-value is greater than alpha, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. If you find this video useful, kindly spread it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.